Art is theft, and 3D design is an art form. In 3D printing market, everyone is competing with each other by stealing each other's work and selling it as their own. And usually it results in a failed business, dead creativity, and zero innovation. And that doesn't mean that you should not steal. I will guide you through the 5-step process to show you how to really steal ideas and transform them into unique 3D models to print. But first, let's take a step back and understand that copying is a natural way of creation. It's how humans evolved for thousands of years. We came up with better ways of doing things, with better tools, and better well-being in general by copying in the first place. Even the Bible says, what has been is what will be, and what has been done is what will be done, and there is nothing new under the sun. Think about it for a moment. Every novel idea started by copying. Leonardo da Vinci copied his teacher. Steve Jobs copied Xerox. Disney copied all the fairy tales. But that's not a drawback. It's where creativity begins. But there's a huge difference between the terms which are covered in Austin Kleon's book, Steal Like an Artist. Plagiarism is trying to pass someone else's work off as your own. Copying is about reverse engineering. When you got into 3D printing for the first time, I guarantee you that you did some kind of reverse engineering. You took a broken part, recreated it in 3D, and then improved it so that it doesn't break anymore. And what you've done here is what I call copying. You made something better. And that's a way to go, to be honest. There's a process to copying properly. But first, you create mood boards to get the inspiration. And then, like reverse engineering, you create something even better than the first inspiration. So let's go through my 5-step process of doing just that. First, you begin by defining what you're going to create and doing a research, where you gather all the pictures which inspire. Then you put everything on one page to get a clear view of the ideas, materials, and other things which you gathered. Then you sort out the features which you would like to leave, or whether some of them you would like to delete. Then you draft few ideas on paper, and only then you start 3D modeling. So let's dive into each of the steps deeper and examine them one by one. Before starting anything at all, please take your time and define objective of what you are going to design. Write out all the limitations that you are going to encounter, what are manufacturing techniques are you going to use, and only then start collecting inspiration and do the first step, which is research. For this research step, I will use a simple example of a planter, which objective you will see on the screen, and we will go through the process together so that we could test it one more time, as planters are most commonly used printable objects in the marketplace, I believe, and it gets really tough to get some novel ideas. So here's the main key in this step. Don't search for 3D printable ideas or 3D printable designs. Instead, hunt for inspiration everywhere else. Search for textures, materials, forms, colors, complementary products which relates to your imagination, and do some wide searches using few word prompts. So in this case, I like to use Pinterest because it's very good way to capture lots of ideas. And to take all the photos into one place, I use slides.new in the URL bar, and it opens Google Slides, and it's one of the easiest ways to gather everything in one place. You just delete two text bars, and when you go to Pinterest, open up an image, click copy image, and going back to Google Slides, just Ctrl+V, Ctrl+V, and you will have image right here. So keep in mind that in this step, the most crucial thing is time, because otherwise you will just lose yourself in another rabbit hole. So just use a timer, and I prefer using e.ggtimer.com and / write out the number of minutes which you would like to spend on this task. Just click enter, enable time, put this tab up front to you, and start doing the research. So let's do just that and follow me. And that's it. I don't have enough time, so 15 minutes will be enough. As you can see, it would take hours for me to stop, to be honest, because it gets more interesting and interesting. So the next step is one-page layout. So I should put all the images into one page, get rid of some of them, resize some of them, or remove anything that feels out of place. To be honest, this should be very quick and intuitive, so don't overthink it. This is only 5 minutes. Don't bother for more. Let's go. I'm inspired by contrasting colors, by some ropes which could be represented by wires or something like that. So I'm not limiting myself in this stage, keep that in mind and just go through it. I even got a bit faster at this step. So this is my first visual mood board for design for planter to use in my office. Step 3, feature sorting. Here's where the Austin Kleon's advice comes in hand again. Just step away from the screen. That's all. Print your mood board if possible. There's something special about physical interaction with paper, with pencils, etc. Identify specific features you want to use in your final design, mark, circle, color, do anything it takes, mark notes on the paper or anywhere else. There's inspiration which gets actionable right here in this step. But don't forget to put the timer on, the same as in the previous step. You don't need to be Michelangelo to draw. Just grab a pencil and start drawing as no one is looking at it. And make at least 3 different concept sketches. Think through the design on paper before even jumping to 3D software. And I suggest drawing from multiple angles, from front, side, or top views, because these views will be your roadmap when modeling. Trust me, this saves hours and hours of confusion in 3D modeling software later on. And the final 5th step is 3D modeling. Usually in this step I don't even use timer because it takes a lot of time to get things right in 3D software, but this is the only place where you really open the software. So be prepared before that. And the secret is just break your design into simple geometric shapes, as even the complex models and designs are made out of basic shapes combined cleverly in your software. And because you built in the previous step the solid foundation for the design, please use your sketches as a reference because it will make everything way faster. And if you feel stuck in any way, go back to any of the previous steps and repeat. And this is the process which you do again and again and repeat steps again and again. And that's a real 3D model stealing process. Sure, it's harder than clicking a download button and printing something, but you will build your genuine skills, you will improve your creativity, and hopefully you will define your own design style to create something unique. I propose you a challenge. Choose one thing to 3D model, follow this process, and watch your creativity really explode. So I've just finished the challenge myself, and now it's your turn. To be honest, it didn't turn out as planned, as it is the case with all the designs, to be honest. I even used some duct tape for this design, but it's still a way to prove that my process works, and I proved it one more time to myself, that I'm able to come up with interesting new ideas, and this planter provides even interesting sound. Just listen to it. Like a guitar. Imagine changing them to metal wire or something like that. It would provide even better feel to it. It's like a handmade product right here. So I'm curious to find what ideas will you generate with this process, and I will share the STL files in video description below. Man, just start copying what you love. Copy, 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 copy. At the end of the copy, you will find yourself.